Okay, guys, it's me. So let's talk a little bit because um, let's talk about something that I saw in a discussion where some people are saying that the Prime Minister Andrew Holness needs to follow in the footstep of Ibrahim Traore, and Jamaica should be operating like Burkina Faso. No, first of all, guys, I wish we were such noble citizens. As a Jamaican, I wish my fellow Jamaicans were such noble citizens, but the truth of the matter is we aren't. Because, first things first, if the Prime Minister should get up and say tomorrow, no iPhones in Jamaica because Elon Musk is a man that just steals and take away from black people, you guys would burn the country to the ground if the Prime Minister should say no iPhones. And you guys know it's true. Like, when you read about the Israelites in the Bible, it's a mirror reflection of how Jamaicans behave, and that should tell you guys that who are the true Jews and Israelites. If the Bible, like, if you guys are reading the Bible, everything that the Israelites have done, the Jamaicans, they've done it. That's Jamaicans to the bone, to their bone. Black people are the true Jews and true Israelites. Just read the Bible, look at our behavior. Especially Jamaicans, Israelite to their core. How dare you say something? How dare you tell them to wait? They were Moses, they were everybody. God, everybody. That's how Jamaicans are. And take nothing seriously. That's why you see them outside in the hurricanes and stuff. It's coming from their ancestors. They don't care. That's why God had to let go a few things and show them who's the boss, and they only stayed noble for a while and then they're back to their state of rebelliousness. So Jamaicans are not going to change no matter what happened, no matter the disasters. They will adjust for a while, but then they're going to go back to being a set of rebellious assholes. It's just the truth. No, Burkina Faso, right? Because I've been hearing people saying some stuff, and I'm like, where are you people getting this information from? Because when did Abraham became this man that y'all are saying he is? Like, you guys really have no idea who Abraham is. You have an idea, but you don't know. You guys are just catching up to Abraham. But anyway, I've been checking some stats and stuff, and what you guys think of Abraham and who Abraham is? Two different things. So he's a very strict leader, so you guys would not survive in that country. So you wouldn't want such behavior in your country because you wouldn't survive it. Now, when you said that, oh, the country should be running like Burkina. Burkina Faso, they are the world's fourth largest gold producers. World's fourth largest gold producers, and gold makes up for what, 17% of their GDP. Just imagine, they are the world's fourth largest gold producers, and gold makes up for just 17%. 17% of their annual GDP. Not 20, not 25, not 40. 17%, and I kid you absolutely not. And they produce other minerals like manganese, phosphate, copper, and a bunch of other stuff. They have stuff that is found in their soil that is nowhere else in the world. Yeah. And even, let's say we had gold here, we can't mine our land here in Jamaica, as though, like how they would mine the land in Burkina Faso. They just can't, because the island is so small. We're surrounded by water, and we have some strict codes around land mining to ensure that we don't damage the integrity of the land. So we can't, certain practices of land mining will never be permitted in Jamaica, even if the government is gonna hide and mine the land from us. Um, They know that if they do it to a certain extent, it's just going to ruin the integrity of the land, and it's going to be madness after that. So gold, I'm looking at it. Gold contributes to 18% of their GDP and over 70% of their export earnings. Um, their people farm a lot. Like the people there, they're very resourceful, very hardworking, and they have a lot of things like cotton, corn, millet, a lot of things that supports their livelihood. Jamaica can't afford it. We can't. Burkina Faso has money. They have minerals. They have resources that we can only dream of. We can only dream of, and the governments here cannot pass some laws as they would in Burkina Faso, because the government would have to basically maybe wipe out 15% of y'all because y'all are so rebellious. He would have to use JDF and JCF to literally wipe out maybe 15% or more to discipline the rest, because if him say no iPhone, you guys are gonna burn the country to the ground. And if you were to say no wigs in movies and tell the film companies that when you come here, or any Jamaicans overseas, if you're going to take part in a movie, you can't wear any wig, or else you're going to have to renounce your citizenship. You guys are not going to do that. So wishful thinking. Like, I really wish we were that kind of people, but our government can't do that. You guys would burn the country to the ground in a heartbeat if he should even say no iPhone. So it would be good for us to look up like Burkina Faso over the years, and it would be good if we could actually do some actual factual checks on Ibrahim. If you could do some actual factual checks on Ibrahim over the years, and y'all need to be careful. I'm just gonna say that the world is changing, and people are being held accountable. Every country, no country wants to have their image and reputation tarnished at this point. The world is changing, and there'll be a lot of things that is used against a lot of countries, and we're not independent. We could be, because as Bob Marley says, emancipate yourself from mental slavery. Many of us are not choosing to emancipate ourselves. We still think that we need to be like the first world countries, and we need to realize that you live in a tropical climate. That should tell you, like, that within itself says something. You should never aspire to be like another country. Think about your ancestors, think about your history, think about what sets you apart, think about what makes us beautifully unique, and try not to wash it out for a programming that's just fake. There's nothing spiritually about there's nothing spiritual about a lot of these first world nations. Most of them are just evil in disguise. We should never aspire to be like them. A black man's world should never aspire to be like a white man's world. It's not good for our health. It's not good for our spirituality. It's just not healthy for us. And anytime we start finding ourselves and finding back our path, you're gonna realize that far less people are sick. Far less people will be focused on, having money is good. Having money is good, but having that rootedness or being noble is better. For you to have money and be a noble citizen, it's better. Let your ego die a slow and painful death. Let your egos die a slow and painful death. But Jamaica and Burkina Faso, Jamaica cannot be like Burkina Faso. The Prime Minister would literally have to wipe out 15% of y'all to discipline the rest. And you guys are Israelites. There's no discipline in you guys, because you guys are going to stay subjected for a while, and then after a while you're just going to start with the madness again, and that's just the truth. But wishful thinking, though, it would be good. It would be